This is Spencer, host of Constructor Criticism and producer of everything at ConstructorCriticism.com. Today, it's Wednesday Night Warrior, and I am going to do my review of Magic the Gathering Arena. So I have some notes here. I wanted to kind of cover some very specific things when it came to the client because, to be transparent, I really like it. And I started to really like it. So I was one of the first people using the beta, and I immediately loved the client. I had very little issues with it as I was, just playing for fun. Really, playing the one-game matches that they provided for you, playing dinosaurs and playing mono red, and, just different things that you could do in the weird different standard formats or different block formats and iterations that they gave you before standard was fully on the client. So I was on there before standard was, before competitive stuff, and honestly, it was really fun. You got to play one game matches and kind of just quickly just play as much Magic as you wanted to play, and you could get in a lot of games. And the auto tapper was really easy when you had all basics and like none of the other land types, so it easily tapped your mana correctly. And the initial experience of this game was honestly probably better than any other online TCG that I've played. I not that Pokemon and Hearthstone were bad. They were both really good. I haven't enjoyed the beginning of Eternal. I can't really get into it. I'm not sure why. I really hated whatever the one with the lanes were that was built by Direwolf Digital. I really hated that game. But Arena just kind of worked for the most part, and it's very clear that it's base of just being a fun way to play Magic. They did a really good job of it. So that's kind of the first initial impressions that I had of the program. Now, as I'm getting ready for an RBDQ and testing, and I'm doing I did almost all of my testing for my last Grand Prix on Arena. I now have some different opinions because I'm playing it in a different way. So I'd like to start by going over the auto tapping. So the auto tapping is super cool in the first few turns of the game. It's quite amazing because you're using all your mana, it taps basics first, then duels, then utility lands, leaving your utility lands on tap. And once you understand that, you can kind of really easily tap the lands you want to tap first, and then it will auto tap the basics for you, which is sweet. Like, it's super amazing. And then when you cast like a big spell like a Pull from Tomorrow or a Banefire or something like that, you just put in the X that you want, it taps your mana for you. It's super simple. So those are the good things. Like, the bad things is like, it is kind of taxing to have to remember that if I want to leave up specific mana and I don't want to use my utility lands, but I need to tap my utility lands first. It's hard. I don't know what the correct way to do auto tapping is. It's probably honestly, like, as I'm thinking about it now, I would also probably do it the way that Wizards has chosen to do it, because you put utility lands in your deck because you want to use them. So leaving them available is probably the end result you want. It's kind of awkward, but maybe they're right. And now that I'm thinking about this kind of seems like a silly complaint of mine. I should just tap the mana that I should be tapping correctly. That's just a my fault problem. I'm not sure what the complaint is. I think the auto tapping is mostly just upside. Misclicks happen on Moto too, and they're kind of my fault, and I shouldn't be complaining. So let's move on from that. So the next thing that we have is the economy. So I think that Blue-White Control on this program cost me about $60. I think the deck is north of 200 on Moto and north of 300 in paper. That's a significant decrease. Now, you have to remember that drafts on Arena cost $10. They count towards your wild cards, and they count towards building the vault. And you keep the cards you draft. So drafting in itself is just super high EV. And so I got a large percentage of my collection through drafting the new set. And I really recommend drafting the new set on Arena when it comes out so that you can gather cards really, really quickly at a really low cost. I'm to the point now where I probably will never have to open packs for commons and uncommons again until they reset the thing. And the only thing bottlenecking me is rares. Which, because of the way that they give out rares now, rather than mythics, every, like on the wheel, I don't know if you've used it, but basically every time you open a pack, it gets closer to giving you an extra wild card. And then they do like 3 rares to one mythic in a row per pack. So like you get 3 rare cards, and then on the 4th one, or I believe it is, you get a mythic wild card to kind of keep things in check and kind of help fix that economy. And then you still get the vault eventually. You can't see the vault progress anymore, but it's still there. I opened the vault the other day. So here's the good with this. You get a lot of cards. Like a lot. One of the things about Hearthstone that's really cool is if you want to play for basically free, you really can by grinding. And you can play good decks. Now, I've been playing Hearthstone for free the entire time. I don't know that I spent more than $10 on Hearthstone. And I usually have a tier 1 deck on Hearthstone. The problem is that I only ever have one deck on Hearthstone. And it's kind of frustrating to have to like dust everything in my account to go build another deck, and then do it again, and do it again, and do it again. And I can't do it quickly. So if I dust everything and then build a new deck, I have to play that deck for a while. Arena, I have 3 good decks, and I think I spent $80. Like that's insane. I understand like people want to quickly move between decks, but I don't actually think that you can quickly move between decks on a free-to-play account on Hearthstone either. So I think that we kind of have some unrealistic expectations of what the dusting mechanism should look like. My understanding of Eternal is they actually do both. They give you a ton of free stuff and have the dusting system. Like I said, I'm still playing Eternal every once in a while. It's kind of rare. Pokemon, however, does the coolest thing, which is when you buy a paper booster pack, or when you get a paper booster pack, in that booster pack is an online booster pack. So their economy has trades, just like MTGO, and then you get booster packs. You can redeem booster packs from your paper packs. This is the best one in my opinion. Having a trading card game online that also improves as your paper account improves is really, really, really sweet. It entices me to support my local game stores, and it entices me to support your online client. It's pretty sweet. And then they can just make money from tournament entry fees instead of, trying to sell me digital stuff. So, personally, the economy, if I were to rank it, I think I like it better than Hearthstone, but I don't like it as much as Pokemon. That's okay. Like, Wizards is going to do what they're going to do. I know that if it was me, that's what I would do. But like I said, I've been able to build what I want on Arena pretty easily, and a lot easier than on Hearthstone. Because but that being said, I don't pay money on Hearthstone, so it could be $80 a set is totally enough to get you whatever deck you want on Hearthstone, and enough dust to kind of go in and out of deck. So my experience might be a little bit different than yours, and that's why I have a different opinion of the economy. But the thing is that they give you so many cards on Arena that it actually enticed me to spend money because it was so close to building a deck I wanted to build, right? They gave me so many cards that it was like, well, I can just spend $15 or $20 and get enough gems to buy enough packs to probably just build this deck. And that's just good. Like, it may be sad for you that you wanted to play for free and you wanted to keep grinding, and like, it's hard when you're grinding, but guys, they give you a lot of free cards, and I thoroughly have enjoyed the pack opening experience, the wild cards, the crafting through the wild cards. I haven't thought of needing a dust yet. The only problem that I have is that when you have 4 of a card and you open it, you get basically nothing. And I wish that it would like quadruple count towards your vault. The problem is that if they do that, it only entices you to ever buy one set, because then you can just complete the set and just keep like getting vault progress. One thing that they could consider doing is when you complete a set, don't let you buy that set anymore. I'm not sure. Just some thoughts. So let's kind of move on to the events. So we have constructed events, and they're pretty cool. You have the quick constructed, which is just single games. I love being in a quick constructed event because it means that, like, if I just want to play a quick game before bed, I can do it. I can do the competitive events where it's like a full match. Both are really sweet. I wish that there were higher entry fee, higher payout constructed events. Other than that, everything seems good. Like, I don't have any problems. My problem is actually in the deck building and the deck sharing options for constructed, and honestly, for draft. So I have deck sharing written down on both of my notes. I hate a few things. So this is the part where I'm finally gonna start having some problems with Arena. So first of all, I don't like the layout of the decks. I don't like the view of the decks. I don't like that I can't customize how big or little things look. I don't like the 2 different views. I know we're in beta. I know it's going to change and get fixed. I don't like that that the export option is in a different place. I don't like that I can't see how many cards are in my sideboard while sideboarding. Like, there are actual difficulties to this UI and UX that I really don't like. I expect them to fix them, so they're kind of... I don't think they're nitpicky. Like, I actually accidentally submitted a 64-card deck the other day because I lost count. And you would say, like, well, that's your fault, but it's like, yeah, but you didn't... You have a horrible UI where I can't see my sideboard clearly. So that one's really, really rough for me. And then sharing draft decks is actually really, not easy or fun on this system. I really wish they would fix that. It's, like, horrible. I really hate it. So that's, like, the number one thing I would do is let people, like, export an image of their deck or, like, pull it. Like, I don't want to export it and put it into Goldfish and then share a Goldfish. Maybe integrate with Goldfish or, like, license it out to I don't know. But I wish that there was a better way for me to share my draft decks, share my draft picks, share the information of the decks that I'm playing and why I'm playing them, and, like, give me more information while I'm playing them about my curve and things like that. Like, we're on a digital platform. Like, give me more info. It's actually one of the problems that I have with Hearthstone is just, like, seeing my deck kind of sucks. So that's it. That's my biggest thing with that. The draft events are interesting because you draft versus a computer, and one of my problems with that is it always feels like I can draft whatever I want. Like, I can force any archetype, which kind of has a fail rate in paper that it doesn't seem to have on Arena. And I don't feel like they ever mimic the certain things that players would do. I don't know how often they're updating the pick orders and stuff like that. But as far as just getting games in to understand the limited format, it's significantly faster. You play way more games on an MTGO. And I currently prefer drafting there. That being said, they don't have sealed on there as far as I've seen. That kind of sucks. Sealed's my favorite format. And I wish that they had all the formats available all the time. It's kind of weird because I'm pretty sure they have like 1 million users from what I read. So they have like significantly more users than MTGO does. I don't know how those are split between draft and constructed or anything. So they could have good reasons for this, but that's just something that I noticed. Other than that, the events are good. I think that the competitive drafts are like great EV. I wish that you had higher payout options for constructed. And then I want to talk about single game, and this is a complaint I hear really often that I, to be blunt, think is a really stupid complaint. Like, actually, you should shut up if you have this complaint. Which is like, single game isn't Magic. I don't know why it's on here. And it's like, well, if it's not for you, it's just gravy on top. Because some people can play a single game of Magic before bed and get to play Magic. And forcing me to play other types of Magic because you want to play that type of Magic is really weird. It's like basically saying, like, Brawl's stupid, they shouldn't offer Brawl. I'm not playing this because they offer Brawl. And it's like, you don't have to play Brawl. you can just play whatever you were gonna play. So if you have this complaint, I would internalize that a little bit. That's a weird one. I personally really like Quick Constructed, that I can just go play 7 games really fast, or 8 games if I'm losing. You know, it's just fun. It's easy. It lets me like get an idea of my main deck really well, and what other people playing in their main deck. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I honestly, if I were to rank this client versus the other clients, I I think that there are things that I like better and things that I like worse than Hearthstone. Um, I don't know enough about Eternal to rank it versus that. I like the UI better than basically. I mean, I like the UI. I think that it's worse than Pokemon. It makes me sad to say that, but like, Pokemon's got like an event center where you can play in any type of events you want. Its ladder system is a little bit more easy. It's really clear what you're playing for when you play games, rather than random cards giving to you. They actually are like, if you play this many games, you get these cards. I really like that too. So overall, I would rank it second. I think that Pokemon's is better. I would rank Hearthstone third. I know people love Eternal. It just doesn't connect with me. That I'm sure it's a great game. I just don't. I played the beta before it came out, and I really liked it, but it never grabbed me. I often just feel like I would rather be playing Magic, um, and so now that I have that option, I would just rather play Magic. So, anyway, that's it. That's my thoughts on Arena. Thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to check out our sponsors. These videos are on puremtgo.com. You can check them out for awesome Magic content. You can also check out our sponsor of all of our content at Ink Gaming. We're an affiliate. Use the code CCMTG10 at checkout, and you'd help us out. So thank you everybody so much, and we'll see you guys all next week with another Wednesday Night Warrior.